Hey bestie, can we talk for a second? Let me start by saying something really important. If you clicked on this video with that kind of triggering title, it's because deep down you're already tired of feeling like this. You've got a ton of ambition, but you're lazy and that's okay, alright? This isn't to make you feel worse than you might already be feeling. It's to give you a reality check, but with love. Sometimes we just need to hear some hard truths, even if they sting a little. You know that feeling of being stuck, unmotivated, just watching the days go by without doing anything? That feeling hits heavy, doesn't it? It brings guilt, frustration, and even shame. But what nobody tells you is that feeling like this doesn't make you a failure. The real issue is staying stuck in this cycle and convincing yourself that there's no way out, when honestly, you've got way more power in your hands than you think. But no one's gonna knock on your door and save you. If you don't get up for yourself, no one else will. The world's too busy dealing with its own stuff to worry about whether you've been lying on the couch for the past 3 days. And that's exactly why this video exists. To remind you that you're not alone, but also that you can't just sit around waiting for magic to happen. If you keep waiting for motivation to fall from the sky, you're gonna be waiting forever. So today we're gonna talk about how to get out of that space, but not with some copy-paste formula. We're talking real talk. Let's figure out together if you're actually being lazy or if you've just stopped growing. We're gonna talk about honoring your pace, but also not hiding behind it. So if you're ready for a mental, physical, and spiritual glow up, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing. Girl, listen. Let's start with something no one has the guts to say. If you're able to be lazy, you're in a place of privilege. And chill, I'm not saying that to guilt trip you or make you feel bad. I'm saying it so you can open your eyes and realize how big the opportunity in front of you is. Because there are so many women out there who don't have a choice. There are single moms waking up at 5 in the morning to put food on the table, people working 2 jobs just to survive. And you know what luxury they don't have? The luxury of doing nothing, of lying in bed overthinking life. So if you're stuck, feeling paralyzed, it's because you've got a little wiggle room. A break, some space, and that space could be the key to changing everything. But here's the thing, we usually waste that privilege. We use that pause not to rebuild ourselves, but to self-sabotage. We hide behind laziness because it's easier than facing what's actually hurting. Have you ever stopped to think if your laziness isn't really just fear in disguise? Fear of failing, of being judged, of trying and messing up? Sometimes we don't even start just to avoid finding out we're not good enough. But let me tell you something, staying stuck and shrinking yourself is also a choice. A choice that keeps you in a place where you'll never know what you could have been. So yeah, you've got the privilege of being stuck. But what are you gonna do with it? If you keep wasting that chance, time's still gonna pass. Life doesn't wait. Opportunities don't knock 3 times. And no one out there is keeping count of your lazy days. The world's moving, things are happening, and you've got to decide if you're gonna sit back and watch or use that privilege to become the woman you dream of being. Second thing, and to me, the most important one, this is how I get myself motivated. It's a decision that only you can make. And usually it starts with the small daily choices, always picking what's easiest and least stressful. When you wake up and have the option to get up, do your skincare, workout, read a book, or scroll through Instagram comparing yourself to influencers and then feel guilty for not even doing the basics. The truth is, if you keep doing what's easy, you're gonna end up with a very hard life. The price you'll pay for choosing the easy life is the body you could have had, the career you could have built, the paycheck you could have earned because you keep choosing the easy route and your future becomes the price you pay. Let's look at a simple example. Ordering fast food, for instance, because it's easier and quicker, right? In that moment, you're stealing from your dream body just to pay for what feels easier right now. Or when you'd rather keep watching TikTok instead of doing what you know you should be doing, you're stealing from your future. And I don't know about you, but to me, my future is way too important to sacrifice like that. No one is going to take care of your life for you. No one is going to hold your hand and drag you out of bed every day. No one is going to do what you need to do. People have their own pain, their own chaos, and honestly, no matter how much they love you, they don't have the time, energy, or responsibility to solve what's yours. And you know why? Because everyone is trying not to sink themselves. So if you're waiting for someone to show up and save you from this emotional hole, this stagnation, this laziness that's become a routine, you can stop. It's not going to happen. And the more you wait, the more time runs you over. We grew up with this illusion that if we're good enough, someone will notice. That if we show sadness, someone will come running to comfort us. But the real world doesn't work like that. The world won't pause because you're not okay. Your life won't slow down just because you don't feel like getting out of bed. And the more you delay, the heavier the comeback is going to feel. It's like each day you stay still adds another brick to your back, until you feel crushed by something only you can lift off. And the worst part, if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't set boundaries, if you don't learn to say enough, the world is just going to keep pushing you downhill without mercy. And of course, there's a difference between resting and being stagnant. Resting is necessary, it's self-care. But stagnation, that's dangerous. It makes you get used to the bare minimum. And when you stop evolving, you start thinking it's normal to feel dull, like a zombie, like whatever. And worse, comparison kicks in. You look at other people living, creating, growing, and you feel like trash. But let me tell you a secret, nobody's 100% motivated all the time. The difference is that some people learned how to get up even when they don't want to take a step even when they're scared. That's called consistency, and that's what you need to get back the movement. Because progress isn't about doing a lot, it's about keeping going, even if it's slow. So before you label yourself as lazy, try looking at your routine, your mind, your heart. Are you feeding yourself things that make you feel good? Are you surrounding yourself with people who inspire you or drain you? Are you making conscious choices or just letting life drag you along? Sometimes what you call laziness is just a lack of clarity, a lack of direction. And when you find a purpose, even a small reason, your body reacts, the mind clears up, the soul moves, and you start walking again. You don't have to run. You don't have to be perfect. Just don't stay stuck thinking that's who you are. Because it's not. You just forgot what you're capable of. You know when you're feeling heavy, tired, stuck, even though you haven't done anything physically exhausting? Well, a lot of times your body is just reflecting the emotional mess you're holding inside. And the truth is, nobody teaches us to observe that. Since we were little, we've been trained to ignore what we feel and just keep going. But the body feels, and it's going to send signals. You'll get that constant fatigue, that pain that won't go away, the head that's always full, the chest that tightens. And then you think you're just lazy, but girl, your body is trying to show you that you're swallowing too much emotion and not expressing enough. The truth is, everything we think, feel, and believe about ourselves directly affects our body. If you spend the whole day calling yourself useless, lazy, dumb, your body hears that. And it responds, lack of energy, discouragement, even physical pain. This isn't mysticism or head talk, it's science. Emotions create chemical reactions. And when you keep tearing yourself down inside, it overflows on the outside. That's why, before you judge yourself for not being at maximum performance, try observing, what have I been thinking about myself? How have I been talking to myself? What weight am I carrying that isn't even mine? And look, sometimes just by changing the way you treat yourself, your body starts to react differently. The energy comes back slowly, the lightness appears, the head clears up. Because when the mind is fed with more compassion and less pressure, the body feels it. So if today you're stuck, out of energy, feeling like a slug with no purpose, don't hate yourself for it. But also, don't accept it as a sentence. Look, there's a kind of tiredness that doesn't come from your body or your mind. It comes from the people around us. And if there's one thing we need to urgently learn, it's how to recognize who's draining our energy. Sometimes it's not that you're lazy, unfocused, or unmotivated. It's that you're surrounded by people who only know how to suck it out of you. People who are always complaining, criticizing, demanding, but never supporting, never uplifting. People who weigh down the atmosphere, who dump their own trauma on you and still make it seem like it's your fault. And the worst part? A lot of times, you don't even notice. You just keep going, tolerating it, because you were taught to be nice, to hold on. But girl, even rechargeable batteries run out if the wrong people are plugged in. You're not anyone's emotional charging station. You're not a psychologist for a toxic relationship, or a therapist for a lazy adult. And there's nothing wrong with stepping back, setting boundaries, or even cutting off people who only show up to dump emotional trash in your head. That's not being cold or selfish. It's self-care. And yes, that can even include family members, old friends, or romantic relationships. If a person drains you more than they inspire you, there's something wrong there. So listen, take a deep breath and take this in. You're not lazy. You're overwhelmed, confused, maybe poorly surrounded, and not sure where to start over, and that's okay. But you know what you can't do anymore? Stay stuck waiting for motivation to come like magic, because it won't. Motivation comes when you start moving, even slowly, even scared, even when you don't feel like it. Life won't stop to wait for you, and no one's going to show up with a manual saying, this is how you save yourself. It's you for you. Start by clearing your mind, listening to your body, organizing your space. cutting out what drains you and taking care of what matters, which is you. Being strong isn't about handling everything. It's about having the courage to look inside, recognize what's not working, and change. Little by little. Your way, at your pace, but change. Because you deserve so much more than this dimmed version they convinced you to accept. And if no one's ever told you this, I'm telling you now, you have everything to be amazing. But you've got to start. That's it, I love you.